beautiful Aquarians, welcome to my channel. This is Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is a little bonus reading of what your guides want you to know, the message they're trying to get towards you. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, but just to let you know, there are currently 6 planets in retrograde, so you may be feeling a little bit like on pause, or you may feel like you're taking 2 steps forward but 4 steps backwards. That's how we can all feel during this period, but it can be a very positive time, even though we do have Mercury in retrograde and we have a little bit of Uranus making a little bit of shock changes here and there around the world perhaps. Retrogrades can bring an opportunity to revisit situations, things that we feel we haven't finished yet, projects that we've left undone. It gives us an opportunity to really pause and reflect before moving forward. So there is sort of purpose in patience, but also this time period collectively can bring sort of shocking changes around the world collectively, as I was just saying, but also it can it's almost like it can sort of undo some of the things that were scheduled. So for example, you may feel, how can I put that? They're just giving me this energy they want me to give you. So it can feel like, so for example, if there was something planned that you were aware of, it can mean that it gets turned around. So I don't know how to give you that energy. Not that it's delayed. It's almost like sometimes, what is this energy they're giving me? I'll always be honest and say I can't quite grasp it. Just let me just try and check in with that woman, please. I'm just going to ground myself and see if I can really connect to that energy that they're trying to give me. Okay, they're giving me a word, and the word is renege. Renege. Wow, what a wonderful word. So it's almost like if someone says they're going to do something, then they take it back and they don't do it. To renege on like something that they promised they would do. So you can see that collectively around the world as well. That is a collective energy round about retrograde time, especially when you got 6 planets in retrograde. It can mean that something was on course to happen and then it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, I hope that kind of expresses the energy that they're trying to give. I'm going to look up exactly what that word renege means. I feel like it kind of means, but I want to be very clear about it. I feel like if someone says they're going to do something, then they don't. I mean, if we think about the world in general, most things that governments and establishments say they're going to do just before voting time, then they don't do it, right, when they're in power. So, I'll just leave it like that. I don't know how else to sort of get this energy. So you may see shifts, shocking surprises, things like that. I mean, we've got the Tower right there. So I definitely feel like there is some sort of change coming, something that perhaps puts you out of a comfort zone, but it actually is something positive on the other side. The Tower is not to be feared. The Tower is an energy of reduction. It can be reductions for your highest good. It can also be a card of liberation. But anyway, I'm going to get all the cards first before I really tap into all the energy. Now, for you in particular, my beautiful Aquarians, we have the 3rd house and the 9th house governing your thoughts, your actions. So you may be a little bit more focused on communication, being understood, making your mark in the world, but also that 9th house, the search for meaning. So suddenly you may feel a little bit more philosophical than usual. I mean, your protagonist energy is the Hermit, and that is someone who is a deep, reflective philosopher, who's someone who is searching for answers. So definitely something that may be influencing you at this time. But let's see on a more personal level what's going on there. We have the Justice card. They want one more card, so I'll give it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? We've got the King of Swords. So really positive energy as an outcome. I mean, even though the Tower is there, it means you're sort of freeing yourself up or liberating yourself from a stagnant situation. You've got the 2 of Pentacles indicating, you know, having to make a choice or doing a lot of multitasking. Sometimes when we put so much on our plate and we're doing all of the things, something needs to give. We've got to give ourselves a little bit of respite. So anyway, let's get straight to your cards. First card we got is the one who calms, stillness, purity, quiet. This is your protagonist energy, stillness, purity. And we've got the Hermit energy right there. So that indicates, you know, that there is a pause. The Hermit energy is being reflective in order to regroup your energy, to become inspired again once more if you've lost hope in an area of your life or you felt very confused. It's an opportunity to really stand your ground and get clear. So as you can see in this beautiful card, this is the protagonist energy. In stillness, the knowledge flies to you. It comes to you. That owl is all about wisdom. So some of you may be trying to find pockets of quietness, stillness in your life. I mean, easier said than done, but finding maybe 10 minutes a day to sort of really connect to meditation or really connect to source so that you can find the answers within. So I see you going off grid a little bit, feeling a little bit more reclusive than usual, really focusing on a choice that you have. I mean, we got the 2 of Pentacles here, which means options, and the 8 of Swords, which indicates a little bit of nervousness or feeling a little bit stuck. 8 of Swords is like a self-imposed restriction, or it can mean there's, how can I put that? There is some sort of limit that you've reached. Maybe you've reached your limit and you're trying to assess other avenues, or you found some sort of difficulty. Some of you may even felt a little bit of lethargy, where you felt a little bit low energy and you felt that it's restricting your desire to move closer to something that you want. I mean, you got the Queen of Chalices here, which is all about self-care routines. So you've not really been focusing on yourself. You haven't really been connecting to your needs. You may have been neglecting yourself in some area, and it's time for stillness to really connect to your inner guides. So I definitely see, I mean, you trying to calm your mind. I mean, we're all thinking, feeling human beings. Well, most of us on this planet are, of course, but I just get this energy of you absorbing a lot of energy. So if you've been watching what's going on around the world at the moment, for example, you may be absorbing a lot of that sort of energy, making you feel a little bit fearful or nervous, or, you know, about the changes that are coming in our world or that are currently going on there. I feel like you're trying to see or trying to go within for clarity, get answers. And I feel like you're trying to see things as they really are. Release yourself from denial and sort of be like prepared. I just get this energy of prepare. Now in the water right now, very odd to have this pairing. What I'm seeing a bear and I'm seeing a squirrel. Okay, now the two, they don't really exist normally together. So either you've just been watching a video. You know, sometimes on social media there can be those wonderful videos that are like, oh yeah, a bear and a squirrel, they're friends, or something like that, and watch this video about their friendship. So unless you've been watching one of those, I can't imagine it's that. But the bear tends to represent endurance, strength, protective energy, and the squirrel represents being prepared. You know, squirrel always gets nuts and hides them away, prepares for winter. So perhaps you're preparing in some way for harsh circumstances, or Yeah, I just get this energy of you being prepared. I'm not sure what those two animals existing in the water right now, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading, what they mean, but I'm just decoding them together. So I'll leave it there. That's very precise. It may not resonate for everyone. Now, the protagonist energy, of course, is the Hermit energy. So this is, you guys want you to be aware that you're very intuitive. You pick up on the undercurrent, but also you're gaining enlightenment at this time. You may have felt like you're learning a lot of lessons. You have a lot of life experience is what they're showing me. And you may have actually been feeling a little bit like, not lonely, I don't want to say it's lonely, but you've been in solitude. So some of you may have taken a period of going off grid to really find your truth, or you may have been needing to focus on something and you felt very scattered in your energy, so you didn't want distractions. Because the Hermit can be the search for inspiration. And, you know, the search for the star. As you can see, this figure is reaching out for the star. And the star is represented by you, my beautiful Aquarians. So I feel some of you are feeling like you're in search for yourself, or you're trying to get to know yourself a bit better. You may be seeking guidance from within, but part of you may have felt like you have not been your typical or usual self for the last couple of months, and you're trying to rediscover who you are. So you're going inwards for answers. I get this energy of introversion, perhaps being a bit of a homebody recently, and it's made you feel like a little bit stuck. So you're trying to push yourself out of boundaries. Some of you may be looking for love, but I definitely see you almost breaking out of a self-imposed restriction or some sort of stagnant energy. Okay, I feel like you're breaking down walls, barriers, glass ceilings in careers and things like that. I see you reaching for inspiration, reaching for hope, embracing new ideas. I see you rejuvenating your energy. They're indicating that this is a temporary but necessary timeout for your growth, because you've been going through a lot of personal lessons recently. Also, I see some of you wanting to perhaps take a break. Maybe it's a career break. You're stepping back in some area of your life. Some of you may have decided to become independent and sort of like set up your own business, for example, or become an entrepreneur. I definitely see you doing things differently, or finding a route or a road that you're inspired to take. And I feel like you're reaching for hope. I mean, I feel like there's better times ahead for you. There's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. Major change happening here, okay? Now, also with the Hermit energy, I'm getting you're an old soul, okay? And sometimes you just know things. Trust your intuition, trust your hunches, trust your intuition, your instinct. I've said intuition twice. Trust your instinct, okay? It's almost like if you've been in a period where you couldn't see the wood for the trees and you're kind of really confused, or you've been seeking answers, you will find the clarity that you seek. They want you to be aware of that, okay? Also, yeah, this is governing your ninth house, the search for understanding, the search for meaning. Some of you may feel compelled to put yourself on courses to learn more about the human mind or the human psyche. Some of you are light workers, so I just get this energy of you helping people in some area of like counseling or self-care, or some of you may work in healthcare or want to. I just get this energy of you making your immediate environment better for not just yourself but for everybody. They're indicating that you're a mentor. People listen to you, and you have a beautiful heart, so your words actually command a lot of respect. I would say with the Hermit energy, if you've been spending too much time alone, my beautiful Aquarians, I definitely see things changing, where you're injecting a little bit more excitement into your world. You're being inspired to change patterns. I feel like you're rediscovering yourself and coming out of a comfort zone. That's what I really feel, okay? In terms of career, this could be you going after a dream opportunity, looking at where, you know, what options you have and attracting the right opportunity, perhaps leveling up in terms of promotion, raise, some sort of position of responsibility and status, I see. and something you've been thinking about for a while. But I feel like you're being bold, and you're strategizing something, you're planning something. The Two of Pentacles is about finding balance between the two. So again, if you've been, cutting yourself off, seeking wisdom, seeking answers, of course that's important. We all have to have moments or periods in our life where we do that. But remember, there's a big old wide world out there, and you need to also have fun, okay? It's so important. Oh my gosh, they just gave me a song that I never ever thought I'd hear ever in a reading, ever. And I'm really shocked that I got this song come through, and I don't know how it resonates, but maybe you'll tell me how it resonates. Okay, I'm just gonna give it. They just give me a line of it, and I almost don't want to say it, but anyway, here I am saying this. Come on, oh, let me just get it right. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I never thought I'd say that ever in a reading. I never, I've heard the song, I know the song. I can't really remember who sings the song, but yeah, I don't know why that's come up. So, I mean, the only sentence they've given is, come on, Barbie, let's go party. I mean, it's a very sort of bubblegum kind of song. I don't really know the other lyrics to the actual song itself. It's probably called Come on Barbie, Let's Go Party. I don't know. I'm going to leave that there. I mean, that song may play just before you get some really good news. I mean, maybe it's, I'm talking about the Two of Pentacles and the Hermit energy here. So maybe it's about get out your comfort zone and enjoy yourself as much as possible. Life is meant to be for living. So maybe it means that. I mean, easier said than done, I know. We've got inflation going on. The world is a crazy place right now. So a lot of things we're trying to focus on or not focus on, depending on our circumstances. So I guess it depends on your resources at this time, but we can have fun without having to spend money as well. So it's so important to make sure that you are enjoying yourself. So perhaps that's what that snippet of a song means. I mean, you could be literally listening to this reading at work right now, and on the radio that song came on, and I've been given a burst of it suddenly. So, I'm going to pull a card. I never really do this because the songs normally have such an important meaning or a depth or something, and not that that song doesn't have depth. I'm sure it does. I don't really know it. So can you please show me why my beautiful Aquarians just got that song? I'm only picking the uprights in this deck, just so you're aware. I'm just curious. It's about happiness, the Ten of Cups. It's about embracing good times. I mean, to have fun. Whenever we look at the Ten of Cups is such an important card because it is a reminder that whilst we do live in the real world and that we all have like serious issues that we're dealing with, real world problems and conundrums and things that we have to figure out, we can also enjoy ourselves, have fun, and also reach for something greater and believe that there is something, more magical out there. And, I feel like this is about that ideal happiness that we're all striving for. That is something that you can fulfill. That is something that you can actually have on the physical plane. But at the same time, we're all living in the real world. So, I mean, that song is like a fantasy kind of song, right? Barbie doesn't really exist. I mean, I think they're doing a movie about it or something. So maybe it, but I feel it's, yeah. I never thought I'd be decoding a song like that, but it's important. I feel it's an important song that's coming through for you, even though it's kind of like a very on the surface kind of song. I'm a Scorpio, so anything that's kind of on the surface, I'm kind of like, I like the depth, okay? Not that there's anything, maybe I'm going to look at that song. Maybe there's real depth to that song. I'm going to have a look at it. Anyway, so listen out for that song throughout the next 4 to 5 weeks, because I feel like it brings a really happy moment, some sort of joy, some sort of really great news. This is a card of joyful cycles, peaceful times, things coming to a conclusion, a happy conclusion, which is like success, total love, support, good times, relationships flourishing. I mean, for example, if you're looking for love, you may be like putting yourself out there, and suddenly you see a person across the room, and then that song comes on from the DJ or something, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, Bubba mentioned this song and made such a big deal about it. It's important for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that song. Let's get back to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of multitasking, okay? Doing so many things that you feel like you have no time for yourself. So it's a very important time to find balance and find time for fun. I mean, the Two of Pentacles also means make time for fun. But it can also be a card of considering options. The Two of Pentacles is a very important card because it's almost like being in the rhythm of life, or being in the flow, the dance of life, being flexible, being able to adjust to change. But it's also a card of, you know, consistency, trying to find consistency in an ever-changing world, trying to find your place. And especially since we've got the 9th house, your search for meaning, where you feel like you fit in, as well as the 3rd house, your communication, how you make yourself understood, valued, and respected, is an important card for finding that balance, okay? Now, I do feel like you're considering your options at this time. Some of you with the Two of Pentacles, because that can be about duality, some of you are mapping your progress, seeing how far you've come, seeing where you're at right now, and where you want to go next. What's the next step? Can also be a card of finding 2 streams of income, for example, you know, having a secondary stream of income to make sure that you safeguard yourself should there be any shocking changes that go on around the world or go on in your immediate circumstances. I feel like you're putting yourself in a really good position. I mean, you got double 2 and you got the 10 of Cups coming out twice, which means there is some really positive energy around you at the moment and you're attracting some really good stuff. But it doesn't mean you're not going to worry. Okay, 8 of Swords is a card of a little bit of anxiety. It can mean I mean, these two cards together, multitasking, and you've like hit a brick wall, or you're at your limits, you're at your wit's end, and you feel like something's got to break, something's got to give. So if you've been under pressure at work, or you feel that you have been doing so many things that you have just no time for you, the Hermit is an indication. Take a step back, take a pause, just take a moment to reflect and find that peace of mind. The 8 of Swords also is a card of look at where you feel stuck in your world. Really be honest with yourself, because we are all one step away from changing our life forever. Okay, we can be honest with ourselves, have strength, have courage to face whatever it is that we feel is restricting us, or that we feel you know, is making us feel like we've hit a brick wall, an impediment, or some sort of restriction, some sort of because this card can also be about avoiding the trappings of life, for example. So for example, if you are someone who has been feeling a little bit lost recently, sometimes we can overspend to fill a void in our life. So we actually overspend and leave ourselves a little bit short for finances, and then we feel a little bit like we've hit a limit, and we restrict ourselves and we trap ourselves in some area of our life. You know, we have to look at all areas of our life where we feel like we could be you know, trying to fulfill something that we feel is missing, whilst at the same time depleting a resource elsewhere. So for example, you may be running around trying to finish all your tasks, and remember, we've got 6 planets in retrograde. When we've got retrogrades, especially Mercury retrograde, it is a time for revisiting things that we feel we have not finished, or things that we found very difficult and we just left. They come back around and we have to face them head on. So I feel this is such an important time for us to really look at those things and finish them off, or close chapters. Okay, so that you can free yourself up, get new perspectives. Also, it's a time where sort of like being bold and recognizing you are very talented, recognizing your skills and you have a lot of potential and that you have a lot of power in a situation, actually helps you push through any brick walls that you may have built out of fear. Because the 8 of Swords can be like nervousness, anxiety, fears, and fear literally means false evidence appearing real. Sometimes we have that little voice in our mind right at the back there that says, what if we fail? What if it doesn't go well? What if the world collapses around us? What if? But if we change our mindset and say, what if we are successful? What if we manage to avoid the trappings of life? What if we manage to be really flexible and put ourselves in a position to, you know, put ourselves in a really good position? Then things will work out in our favor. We have to change the narrative of what we're telling ourselves, okay? So being really positive, because we have the one who brings light, serenity, beacon. So an awareness, but also inspiration. You are actually you have an inner light that actually guides a lot of people as well as yourself. And if you've been feeling that that inner light has been somehow dimmed or, lessened recently because you're exhausted, then it's time to get a little bit of a respite. Again, this word respite, renege, obviously retrograde, all of these things are like coming back around kind of energy. So I feel like you will find that light again. You will find that hope. You will, anything you've been confused on, you will actually find clarity. And whenever we get peacock feathers as well, it's important to remember that you are very talented, that you are attractive, both inside and out, that you actually have a lot of personal magnetism and power. Peacocks represent vibrancy. They represent showing oneself off for who you are, how you came to this lifetime. It's not about ego. It's about accepting that you came to this lifetime in a certain way, form, and allowing yourself to shine, okay? Because the more you feel good about yourself, the more you attract good things, the more you raise your frequency, your vibrations. Music is so important, okay? So sometimes it doesn't always have to be serious and sort of like reflective and that search, that philosophical search for meaning. It doesn't always have to be like that. Sometimes it can be frivolous and exciting and just having fun. And we attract more good things the higher the vibration. They want you to be aware of that, okay? So something that perhaps you've found a little bit confusing, or if you felt a little bit lost recently or in despair, even if it's world circumstances, you've been feeling like you don't know how to change your circumstances, you will find the answers you seek as you move through the next 4 to 5 weeks, okay? Also, so important, 2 cards are highlighting you will find peace of mind. Okay, we've got the Magician card. It's in the resistance position. So these are the challenges you face over the next 4 to 5 weeks. Sometimes you're going to feel a little bit scattered in your energy, pulled in different directions. And that's okay, okay? Because by the end of the 4 to 5 weeks, you will regroup your focus and your concentration. We had that sort of juxtaposed energy from the new moon in Virgo with that full moon in Pisces, which means we get pulled in different directions. Focus, whilst we'll focus from the Virgo energy, that productive, getting organized energy, and Pisces, that kind of dreamy state, creative, that sort of wonderful energy, both together make you feel a little bit scattered. So I feel by the end of the 4 to 5 weeks, you will be a little bit more clear on which direction you're headed in. Also, you will have your personal power. You'll realize your capabilities, that you are talented, that you are gifted, and you're going to use your skills and your focus to take the initiative and accomplish any goal you set out to do. With this card in this position, it indicates all projects or ideas that you felt were good at the time, but abandon them because you've got other things going on, or you just didn't have the time to focus on them, or you just, got inspired by other things and left those projects undone. You're going to revisit them and you're going to finish them, okay? The Magician card also indicates where you've doubted your gifts or where you've doubted your manifestation powers, you're going to realize how important they are and how powerful you are. This is a card of getting focused, turning your visions into reality, but using inspired action, okay? So you're moving forward towards happiness, towards a goal, a dream. The Ten of Cups, indicates, because it's in the reverse at first, it can mean that you feel a little bit disconnected from self, or you've been feeling a little bit under the weather or unhappy. And it tends to mean that anything that you've been having trouble with, you will turn it around by the end of the 4 to 5 weeks. You will find that happiness that you search. You'll find that fulfillment. Also, some of you may have been, a little bit more grouchy than usual. You may have noticed a lot of more pressure than usual. There may have been bickering within families or relationships. because of the time period. But things will smooth over and things become a little bit calmer. People start to just calm down as they come into Libra season. Things come into balance and harmony. So I want you to recognize that sometimes when we're feeling a little bit antsy or a little bit argumentative or a little bit frustrated, or people are pushing your buttons, it's because of the planetary alignments. And I know that's not a get out of jail free card, of course. Some people are just a-holes and they just push our buttons. So it's about knowing the difference. But I feel things get a little bit easier as we move throughout the next 4 to 5 weeks. 10 of Cups, happier times, fulfillment, but also peace and serenity, peace of mind. We've also got the Queen of Chalices. Now, the Queen of Chalices here in this position, of course, is the equivalent of is the Queen of Cups, is about self-care, okay? Sometimes we can feel a lack of focus, a lack of motivation, drive, or hope, or even energy because we've burnt ourselves out. And if we've been neglecting our own needs, because remember, it's in the reverse in this position, by the end of the 4 to 5 weeks, you're going to pay a little bit more attention to yourself. And this is a card of having compassion with yourself. You may have been feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual, but I feel like you sort of gain balance and grounding. Also, I feel like you have a lot of empathy, my beautiful Aquarians, so you absorb other people's energy like a sponge. And while sometimes you may understand another person, it's interesting. If you found recently when you're in crowds of people, you've been feeling a little bit anxious or a little bit sad or a little bit, notice how you feel in groups of people. So you may have been noticing you're actually absorbing other people's energy. So sometimes you may feel like, oh, I feel a bit off and I don't know why. You may be absorbing other people's energy. So just be a bit mindful of that. Things like bringing tourmaline with you, black tourmaline or black obsidian, or having a protective stone with you that absorbs negative energy that you can channel it into. Remember also to recharge stones, very important, or crystals as well. But they're just indicating that just to protect your energy, because you're someone who is very supportive of other people, very nurturing and healing as well. But I feel like sometimes you neglect your own needs at the expense of feeling responsible for others or feeling extra caring for others. You tend to be an over-giver, so watch out for that, okay? I'm just going to pull a quick card on this energy because I feel like here your focus has not really been on your own needs and it's made you feel a little bit off-center. And it may have caused a little bit of frustration. So let me just see that. Ace of Pentacles. Now, Ace of Pentacles is, you may feel like nothing new is coming on in, or you've been anticipating money news, or you've been feeling a bit off. Know that there is like a new start, good fortune headed your way. The universe is intervening to bring success or bring you an opportunity or a gift that makes you happy. Okay, there's something here. As you can see, the clouds are all billowing there in that card, and then a hand just pops in. The universe hand pops in with an offer. So I feel like because you've been going through a really frustrating time, there's something really good, something you've been reaching for, because they're showing me hands being important right now. As you can see, the hand reaching out for the star. The universe is almost like meeting you halfway. I almost want to say, is this what you've been looking for? Is this what you've been searching for? The universe shows it to you, gives it to you, offers it to you. Okay, so watch out for this. I mean, this could show up in the form of a new job if you're looking for one, or a raise, promotion, investment, income. It could also be some sort of gain. You level up in some way, or someone, what I'm actually being shown as well in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading, a gift being given that's either got, well, I see, they're showing me stars and the moon. Stars and the moon, but I feel like someone actually giving you a gift with a star on it. Now this came up, I do little meditations before I do everybody's reading because I really want to connect to the energy beforehand. I didn't say it at the beginning of this reading because it didn't show up in the water, okay? But so I can't really call it. I can't really say this is what came up in your meditation because I can't prove it, right? I'm a Scorpio. I like proof. Even when, something miraculous happens, I'm like, I still need the proof. So I can't really call it. So, but in the meditation, they were showing me a gift with the stars and moon. Now, I've got a piece of paper over there somewhere. I write the things down. So maybe I should go over there and get it, because I'm just going to go get it, right? Just to show you, because I like proof. Okay, so one moment, I'm just going to go get that piece of paper. I write down some of the images that come out in the water, and as you can see, this card, when you look it up, it literally means gift or offer from the universe, and it's actually got a star on it. But I saw someone giving a gift or receiving a gift with the stars on it, and also potentially stars and moon. So stars and moon, important, but a gift with star on it. I'm just going to go get it. One moment, please. Okay, I'm just going to, there was other images that came up there too, so let me just go. Okay, it's just there. Okay, I didn't stop the video or edit the video, so you know I didn't like go off and write this. But as you can see, it says stars and moon. That was one of the things that came up in your meditation, stars and moon. But it's a gift. It has a gift. So someone's going to give you that, or, I mean, you may have gifted yourself with something. It comes in the form of a gift. I see a star on it. Okay, but the star, it could have a little pattern like a moon, but there's a predominant star. So I'm just going to, well, I'm just going to pop that there for you. Okay, so moving on. If you're looking for a new job, there's definitely one coming on into the mix. If you're looking for love, there's a Two of Cups here. Okay, so I definitely see you having a high level commitment coming on in if you're looking for love, and it will shock you. You may not even be looking for it, but it comes on in. Okay, so just watch out for that. We've got the One Who Flies. This is your outcome energy, and it says dare, do, reach. So this is an indication that something you have been reaching for, you're going to accomplish it. Okay, something you've been reaching for. That was your first card. The Hermit, reaching for something, perhaps going off grid to focus on something so that you can reach for something greater in your life, a new opportunity. I mean, stars represent hope, but also success, a wish, a dream come true. It's almost like you're doing everything you possibly can to obtain whatever it is you set out to. And you may have felt recently that your energy has been scattered, or you may have felt like you're not quite achieving what you had hoped for, and you've been giving your all. But most importantly, you've been neglecting yourself. So you felt a little bit disconnected or off center, and they want you to regroup. You're being invited to reconnect to yourself. Okay, you're being encouraged. They gave me the word encouraged in the water right now. You're being encouraged to reconnect with yourself and your center. And I mean, this card is an indication, success. You're elevating, okay? But you're doing something daring. You're doing something different. You're doing something that perhaps you haven't tried before, maybe an alternative route. Now I'm going to pull a card on the Tower energy, because the Tower basically means if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant, or you have to make a decision with that Two of Pentacles, it can mean sometimes the answers are deep within, and we need to make changes ourselves that are positive by taking a leap of faith. But remember, if we do not make a decision, the universe will come along and nudge us off the fence. So if we're sitting on the fence about changing something, even though we know we need to have some sort of change, the universe comes along to give us that nudge. You will know when things need to change in life when you feel uncomfortable. The universe ramps up the level of uncomfortability. Is that a word? I don't think so. Sort of ramps up the level of discomfort. Thank you so much. I'm sure grateful. They gave me the word discomfort, and they are right. There's no such word as uncomfortability. Let's move on from that. The universe ramps up the level of discomfort. Okay, so for example, if you're in a job for years and you really loved it, and you know you're starting making headway and you're moving on up, but suddenly you're just like, you know what? There's too much drama. There's too much politics. People are now starting to get on my nerves. Things just don't feel right here. I feel like I'm going nowhere. I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning. Then you know the universe is sending you a message. It's time to shake up and wake up and make a new start elsewhere. Okay, so the universe kind of ramps up the level of discomfort before you need to make that change. And if you don't make the change, the universe will do it for you. I've probably talked about this before, and you're probably bored of hearing this, but anyway, many years ago, I was in a really good job, really good. I mean, it wasn't good for me as in my personal health and things like that. It was actually a very toxic environment, but it paid a lot of money. And, you know, it was... it expected a lot of you as well. And I had responsibilities. I had to, you know, help my family and pay all the bills and do all the things. And I was working every hour I possibly could with no reward apart from financial, which is, you know, wonderful, because, you know, everybody in my family was provided for. But at the same time, the people there were awful. The way they talked to me, it was disgusting. You know, everybody there, they were gray. And by that, I mean, they would start off in the company, this wonderful bright spark, eager to get going. And by a month after being at the company, they'd start to go gray. You know, they're, you know, the light in their eyes used to be completely gone. And I knew I had to leave this place because it was making me sick. It was making me sick. It was awful. And, you know, back then, before I really honed my gifts, because I knew I had some sort of level of seeing and things like that, and I always pushed it away. I was like, this is not something I want to follow. It just scares me. This was many years ago. And so I went to a seer myself, and the first thing, as soon as I sat down in that chair, she did divining tools like tarot and things like that. The first thing, as soon as I sat down, she went, you need to leave your job. You need to leave it now. And I was like, well, I know that. That's definitely one of the things that I know, but I just, you know, I'm scared, because I need to provide for my family. And, you know, and she was like, well, you need to leave it because it's making you unwell. And I said, I know that, but I have responsibility. And she said to me, well, if you don't, the universe will do it for you. And I was like, okay. And I didn't take that opportunity to leave, and the universe, it took it for me. You know, I got a real kick up the you-know-what, and suddenly there was a change at the workspace that, let's put it this way, suddenly I found myself standing up and just walking out on autopilot. I was like, this is my last day. I'm leaving. I can't take this anymore. And I was inside, I was like going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't leave the job. You need the money. But anyway, my point being, things become so uncomfortable to force you to make a decision. Okay. And that is your inner guide. That's your inner gauge. So of course, don't leave yourself out in the cold or in need in any way. Always cover your back. But the universe, with the tower moment, by becoming uncomfortable, as you can see, the tower is normally hit by a lightning bolt. In this case, there's a big old fireball right there. So the building is on fire. The two people there have been going round and round in circles. They felt safe, perhaps. They felt complacent, perhaps. You know, the tower represents prison kind of energy where you feel stuck. You're going round and round in circles, but, you know, it is the norm, so you just accept it as it is. And then, as you can see, suddenly the building becomes a very uncomfortable, and a lot of discomfort sets in. It's a very uncomfortable place to be. So they have to take a leap of faith and know that they will be provided for. It's a change, a radical, sudden change. Now, it is an outcome energy. So that's why I want you to be aware that you're doing something daring. I feel it's a calculated risk, because the Eight of Swords says you're thinking about something, maybe even overthinking something. You may be worrying about something, but I feel like you have a lot more power in your situation than you think. Okay, so I just want to pull a card on that tower for you. As I said, I'm only picking the uprights in this deck. Can you please clarify? So Nine of Swords is worry, anxiety. So you may be suddenly making a radical change that you've been worried about for a while. Fool card, new start, a beginning, a new beginning somewhere. And finally, Four of Swords, you're protected. Okay, Four of Swords is a card of taking some rest. So literally, if I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a person who's been working so hard, this is like indicating if you don't get the rest you need, the universe is going to make sure you take the rest. Okay, I'm going to go one more. Can you show me after the Four of Swords? Temperance, balance, patience, mixing things up, changing the status quo. So there's definitely a new start here. You're doing something different. You're embracing change. You're realizing. And also the Fool card, remember, is about curiosity, a playful spirit, having fun. You know that thing, fun, that we used to have in the world? You know, I feel like something you've been worrying about actually turns out a lot easier and a lot better than you thought. The Four of Swords is like you are protected, but there's time for rest. You must make time for rest. You must find clarity, and it's time for a break. You need to take care of yourself. Okay? And the Temperance card is like, find balance. Don't burn yourself out. Yes, you're mixing things up. Yes, there's a new start. Yes, you're going to take a leap of faith. I mean, these two figures, they take a leap of faith. And the Fool card is all about that. A new adventure opening up for you. And you may feel excited, but at the same time, terrified. But it's all going to work out in your favor, okay? They want you to be aware of that. So for some of you, you actually may be setting up a new second stream of income. You may be going independent, setting up your own job or practice, or being an entrepreneur. Some of you may be deciding to have a sudden move, or suddenly leave your job, for example. The Tower can also represent suddenly there's love. Suddenly you fall in love. Surprise love opportunity, because we got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups at grassroots basically means the vibration that you are, the frequency that you're vibrating on right now, you're attracting what you deserve and desire. This is the law of attraction card, okay? This is a card of an agreement with the universe. I'm vibrating at this frequency, so I'm attracting this thing that is the same frequency. So I feel this could be you attracting friends in high places, could be attracting love, could be attracting a dream opportunity, but your heart is engaged, okay? So this can also be a toast, some sort of celebration, a toast to something. So I feel like whatever shocking changes, whatever you're letting go of to embrace something new, there's definitely a positive shift here. It brings positive transformation. I'm just going to go one more, because I mean, we got the Justice card, which is all about balance and having to make a decision. For some of you, there's going to be a surprise opportunity, whether it's in career or in love, and you've got a choice, because the Justice card is about having to make a decision. Some of you, it may be a proposal on the table that you are looking at in terms of career or job, and you have to sign contracts. And I would definitely think before you act on any sudden movements, because the King of Swords is like getting the truth, getting clarity, and sort of thinking before you do something radical. So I would say take a pause, really investigate things, and then make your decision. Listen to your heart. King of Swords is also a card of stepping into a leadership position. Some of you may get a really surprise offer to be promoted. Some of you may even think about expanding your business, or, you know, going overseas, relocating in some way. So I just want to go one more. I'm going to go with another deck. I mean, collectively, the Tower could mean that there is some sort of shocking event around the world, or some sort of, they give me that word again, renege. So it could mean that someone surprises you by reneging on something that they said they do. Can you please clarify that Tower collectively? Two of Cups in the reverse. So I'm picking both the reversal and the upright for this deck. Only the upright in that one. Interesting, because we've got the Two of Cups covering this. And you got the Two of Cups in the reverse. So this indicates suddenly the thing that you thought you didn't have, you have it. Suddenly the thing that you are, it's almost like be careful what you're thinking about, because you're attracting that. This is a very deep thinking card, okay? This is a Gemini card. Thoughts become things. So it's almost like if you're thinking of leaving something and shaking things up a little bit for you, because this is a card of separation, think before you act, but there's something else that you're attracting that's better, that actually you deserve more. The Two of Cups can also be a card of arguments, for example, frustrating arguments coming to a climax, and then finding a solution to any arguments. So I definitely see you attracting things that perhaps are better than what you're letting go of. Some of you, because we're going through a retrograde, someone that you may have separated from can come back around and really shock you, okay? Wanting to find a solution, wanting to make things work, really wanting to talk. And you'll think about this before you even go there, okay? Now also, Two of Cups, as I said, is about attracting what you truly desire. So whatever is in the heart space, this is what you're attracting. Because all these cards are being turned around to the upright, this means that, you know, you're using your gifts to get to where you want to go. You're accomplishing great things with your focus and with initiative. Also, this is about you being happy, you know, creating satisfaction in your life and being proud of yourself. Also, the Queen of Cups is about recognizing what you have to offer and, you know, following your heart. It can also be about you clearing space to allow love in. We've got the Justice card. So if you are attracting love, this is something that will lead to a higher level of commitment, maybe even marriage contracts and things like that in the future with this person. If you found that somebody has been dishonest to you, the truth comes out, whether that's at work or in a, you know, a friendship. Definitely truth is revealed, because with the Justice card and Kings of Swords, they tend to mean truth revealers. So this is a time period where everything comes out. Anything that's hidden comes to light, okay? So especially since as we move through Virgo season into Scorpio season, I know Libra season is in between, but as we move throughout those 2 to 3 months, that period, it is a big sort of game changer in terms of energy, where things that are hidden under the surface come to light. And that's collectively, that's not just on a personal level, okay? Can also be a time of personal realizations and revelations where suddenly we know what to do. We gain clarity and like, we know where we're at. The Justice card also is like cause and effect. So all the effort that you put into a situation, you will get the rewards that are coming towards you, okay? But I see your focus mainly being on remaining in balance with your finances, really connecting to your heart space, doing something that you love, and shaking up the energy. Because if your focus has been really about money and, you know, overthinking things, I feel like you're trying to attract a little bit more excitement into your world, and definitely that's something that's going to happen for you. The Justice card can also be about contracts and signing things. Pay close attention to any contracts that you sign, because you don't want any shocks, okay, with that Tower. Also, King of Swords energy. King of Swords is to know, okay? So I feel like you have a deep knowingness about you. Really trust your intuition and your instincts. When you get this card, this is a card of negotiating better deals as well. So for example, if you're offered a raise or a promotion, you may say, you know what, I'm actually expecting this amount of money. And you may go higher than you actually expect, so that you meet a midway point between what they're actually offering and what you're expecting. You hit like a midpoint that you're actually really happy about. So negotiating better deals is something that can happen during this period as well. Okay, I'm going to get 3 more cards for you, all in the upright. I actually see you, if you've been wrestling with having to make a decision about something, I really feel like you're focusing on your happiness and you're not meeting anybody else's expectations. I feel like you're definitely marching to the beat of your own drum. You may shock a lot of people with your own decisions, but you're doing what is best for you. And that's not a selfish act. I feel like you've contemplated this for a long time. You've thought about all the variables, and I feel like you're following your own path. Okay, very reflective time, very philosophical time for you. 3 more cards, please, Spirit, all in the upright. Queen of Swords. So if you're looking for love, you're definitely attracting love, or you could be attracting an opportunity for you and a person to reach some sort of high-level commitment or secure position. The Tower again. So the Tower, with these, I mean, these 3 cards alone. So for example, if there was a shocking event that happened around the world collectively, the Queen of Swords says you have the gift of foresight. You're someone who is negotiating better deals, but also has clarity of purpose. You set your intention, you align with it, and you can clearly see the direction you want to go. You're being direct, okay? You're being honest with what you need to do. You're also strategizing. You've got a plan. The Tower is the shock or the change or the event that we all have to be flexible for example. And the Four of Pentacles says you're secure because you're very intelligent and you've got a lot of strategy, a lot of forward planning and forward thinking. You're putting yourself in a very secure position with that Four of Pentacles. Now, if it's in terms of people, for example, if you've been going through a difficult time with your partner or you're looking for love, I definitely see there being some sort of solution found. And I see you, if you're looking for love, you could be finding someone who's got another air element in their chart. It could be another Aquarian or Gemini or Libra energy. You can meet this person in Libra season. I mean, this is a very strong, powerful couple who are very intelligent, very heady in their energy, very logical. And, you know, you may meet this person in a very shocking way, surprise way. You may take a leap of faith with this person, but it's a secure relationship. It has a long-term relationship feel to it, okay? This is also a time of retrogrades, as I said, so you could have someone from the past reach out to find a solution with a friendship or a relationship. Doesn't always have to be exes, but I feel like the Tower is not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's happening for you so that you can look forward to the future and secure finances, put yourself in a really good position. I actually also see you, anything that you've been holding on to that is not working for you, that's not serving you, I see you letting go of it and embracing the future. The Queen of Swords always turns her back to the past and, you know, plants roots in the future. You're a visionary. You're always a sign of a visionary, my beautiful Aquarians. So, and forward thinking. So I actually see you put yourself in a really good position. But you got the Tower twice. So expect change. I would say definitely expect change, but it's happening for you and not to you, if that makes sense. I'm just going to get some final cards before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. These readings tend to be very complex, okay, during the time period, during this time period, because we do have 6 planets in retrograde and we go through from Virgo season into Libra season. So it's always a bit of a bumpy ride, this one, but the readings become a little more clear as we move into Libra season. So the monthly Libra reading will be a lot more clear. So we have here prayer, and it's number 17, which is a star energy, right? So stars are so important for you. I mean, you represent the star, my beautiful Aquarians. The star is an Aquarius card. So remember the gift and the star and all of that. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe and it will be yours. Worship, devotion, pleading, faith. Okay, so there is an offer coming on in. Whatever it is you've been asking for or praying for or trying to reach for, that is the thing that will be delivered to you, okay? You may actually see stars everywhere. You may be like, I don't know, you may be sitting on the subway and see someone's got a star necklace. You may be walking down the sidewalk and someone's put stars in their window on one of the shops. Stars are going to be so important. You're going to see them everywhere, not just in the sky, but actually on things. And I feel like you're being gifted something that's got a star emblazoned on it or emboldened on it, something like that. We've got number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune energy. We've got ancestors. Now they're going to be giving you signs, okay? Now, as I said, they showed me a bear and a squirrel. That's coming up again as well. So we've already covered that, but it's coming up again. So perhaps bears and squirrels are going to be a signifier for you. It says, look for clues to your challenges and gifts in your family patterns. Family, ancestral, karma, spirits. Good karma coming towards you, but there's perhaps a gift or talent that you have that even runs in the family that you may not have fully tapped into. You will be revisiting this. You will be getting deeper on this. You will actually connect to this, okay? And it may actually be financially rewarding for you as well. We've got Gypsy Soul, and it says, can't tame or change a wild heart. Learn to accept its unpredictability. Independence, childlike adventure. So again, this childlike spirit, embrace curiosity, embrace fun. I mean, the Tower also indicates that you are unpredictable. And people got to get clear with that. They got to understand that you, sometimes you may feel like you're misunderstood, my beautiful Aquarians, but sometimes that is the beauty of it, right? Sometimes being that wonderful, unpredictable soul is exciting. So being nomadic, some of you may feel called to shake up the system and not follow a certain route or pattern that you feel is expected of you. We've also got offerings. Definitely felt that coming on in. There's definitely a gift or an offering from the universe for you. It says there's an offer or a gift that's meant for you. Trust it. And I'm telling you, there's a star. Watch out for the star on it. It says offer a gift showing respect, healing. What does the star represent? Healing. So, you know, there's so much connected to stars for you. I mean, even the Four of Pentacles got 4 stars on it. My guide, literally, I got true chills. When my guides come really close, it gets so cold. And I've got all chills. I hope you can see that on the camera. Those goosebumps, chicken bumps, whatever you want to call them. My guide literally reached across me and pointed at the Four of Pentacles. There's all stars on that. So it may be actually connected to finances as well. Maybe someone literally gives you a coin with a star on it. So, and we have differences. And it says, you can learn a lot from people who are different from you. Culture, age, conflict, opposites attract. So in terms of love, opposites attracting, very important. You know, if everybody was the same, it'd be pretty boring, right? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? One more. Whoa. Okay, that was a lot. Okay. Interesting. If you've got placements in Capricorn, there may be something there for you because they got strength and enchantment as well. They just pointed, my guide just did it again, pointed at the top. It says star. Okay, Aquarius. So again, we've got a little bit of synchronicity going on in your reading. It says star right at the top there. And it's kind of like in the shape of a coin. Okay, so again, this is important. Something, an image to look out for. And it has strength there. Strength. So having the courage to go after something you want. Enchantment. Remember, you are attracting opportunity to you. Okay. Listen to that calling that you have deep within you. We've also got perception. So I think this came up briefly in the reading, and it's about, you know, seeing things from the positive or the negative. Okay. And drama. But I feel like you're creating some sort of stability in your world. It's all about perception, what you feel like you have and what you don't have. Sometimes we can feel really lucky because we're in a really good position in a job, for example, but at the same time, it's a negative because it's impacting on our health if it's a toxic environment. So, you know, it's about perception. And we've also got union. So if you're definitely looking for love, I mean, we've got 3 cards here, the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups that indicate some sort of union, happy ever after coming on in here for you. Okay. But this is also about peace of mind. All things, all ingredients coming together to form union and bring peace of mind. And let's go finally to this deck before we close your reading. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. Okay, so the first card we got here is the Raven, Shaman, and we've got the Polar Bear. Now, they were showing me a bear right at the beginning, okay? Polar Bear, Mystic. So maybe some of the gifts you have, my beautiful Aquarians, are mystical powers, powers of foresight, intuition. Definitely feel that coming through. It says, know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest. Dream and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. That is a very powerful and poignant message, okay? And we've also, wow, you carry the shaman within and Raven Shaman. These are the only 2 cards in this deck that mention shaman. I just want you to be aware of that. It says, you are the creator and the magician. You had the magician card there for you, did you? Yeah. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So sometimes that can mean working really hard in silence or going off grid to really focus on some sort of problem that you've got there, you will overcome the problem. You may actually see a lot of ravens. Ravens are messengers. So I actually see really good news coming your way after a difficult period. Embrace the good news. Embrace fun if you can as well. Easier said than done, of course, but I feel like you're going to be connecting to soul tribe members and enjoying yourself. It's going to be a time for revelry, okay? Okay, so first rune we got here is the arrow. Now this is a warrior rune. It's about the sacrifices you make in order to get what you want. It's about being on target, having the courage, and getting justice. And you've got the justice card. So I feel like you're elevating. I mean, this card was about flying, right? You're on the up. That arrow is pointed up. And we've also got, oh, okay. So we got home. Is that the, yeah, that's the home rune. They were showing me a home in the property, in the water right now. So this can connect to property, for example. But this is the home rune. And this is all about where you live, dwellings where you feel like you fit in. But it can also be about manifestation and solid grounding. Okay, and you had that 4 of Pentacles there. So some of you maybe feel compelled to focus on the search for where you feel like you belong. As I said, some of you may be compelled to study a little bit more about your career, or a little bit more about yourself, and actually capitalize on something you're studying on. Some of you may be coming to the end of your studies and embracing new working practices and things like that. But I definitely get an energy here of security. Okay, and yeah, being secure in changes. So I'll leave that there. I mean, there's definitely change afoot here, my beautiful Aquarians, but I see you being, you know, secure because of the things that you've been planning, because you've got the master planner right there, someone who secures their position, thinks before they act, and strategizes. So I hope something resonates in this reading. It has been quite complex, but I'll leave it there. And if it does resonate in some way, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians. Love and light.